Hello everyone, I welcome all of you once again in the new series of videos in which we are going to discuss about the concept of simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so I'm sure you must have heard the formula of simple interest as principal into rate of interest into time by 100. Okay, and for compound interest, we calculate the amount first, which is principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power n. Let's understand these formulas and the symbols p, r, t, n. What are they exactly and how are they different? Okay, so let's learn about the terms first. So p, that is principal. So principal is nothing but a sum which you invest, okay, or borrow, right? An amount, rupees, dollars, whatever currency you use, but the sum which you invest or you borrow, right? I will give you example. So let's wait for that. For now, let's understand the symbols. What do they mean? The R here is rate of interest, which is usually represent in percentage form with having the unit as per annum, okay, which is per year, percentage per year. Then you have time, T stands for time, that is in months, days, years, whatever question says, okay. So that is nothing but time period. Here you have N. This I will explain you once we discuss in depth about compound interest. Okay, so as of now, these three symbols which you should be clear with. P stands for principal, that is sum which you invest, the amount which you invest or you borrow. R stands for rate of interest, which is having percentage sign with it, and unit per annum. T stands for time. So this is time. Okay. Now let's take one example. So we'll be able to understand these terms better with the example. And okay, let's take a situation that you got, say you are investing in a scheme in bank where you invest 1000 rupees, right? Now this you are investing at the rate of 20% per annum, okay, and we will discuss about time with the example. So this 1000 is the principal, 20% is rate of interest per annum. Now here this unit plays very important role. Per annum, that means you are going to get 20% on this 1000 per annum. Why this rate of interest is always in percentage form? Because we cannot have it in rupees, right? If I say you get 20 rupees as returns if you invest something in one scheme, so 20 rupees could be on 1000 also, 1 lakh also, 10,000 also, you know, the amount, the principal may differ, right? So that's why the rate of interest is always in percentage form, because we have discussed percentage in our percentage chapter, right? Percentage lectures. There we have discussed that percentage is per 100. Yeah. So to standardize that, on 100 rupees you are going to get 20 rupees. Now you can keep multiplying. Like, so if for 100 rupees you are going to get 20 rupees because it is 20%, then on 1000 how much are you going to get? For 5000 how much are you going to get? Right? That's why percentage is there with rate of interest. Yeah, rate of interest is represented in percentage form. Okay, per annum, this defines that for how much of period you are going to get this 20%. What is the frequency in which you are going to get this 20%? Is it per month, per annum, right? Like if you know about credit cards, yeah. So credit card company, they charge 3.5% per month as rate of interest. Yes. So this unit, it plays important role in calculation of simple interest and compound interest. So example is, I hope that's clear to you. You are investing 1000 rupees in a scheme in bank, let's say in fixed deposit, where bank says that okay, we are going to give you 20% per annum as rate of interest. Okay, now let's take a case. So you invest 1000 rupees at the rate of 20% per annum. Now in this example, apply the concept of percentage. Then I will relate that concept with simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so relate the concept of percentage in this example. So principal is 1000, rate of interest is 20% per annum. Now after 1 year, or let me say after first year, what is the interest you are going to get? What is the interest which you are going to get? Yeah, what is the interest which you are going to get? Okay, so first question is, what is interest? What is the definition of interest? So interest means extra sum, extra value, extra rupees, extra money which you receive. If you are investing, then you receive, or if you are borrowing, then you have to pay, right? So apart from the principal, whatever extra money which you have to pay or receive, that's called interest. Okay, in this case, in this particular case, if we have say 1000 rupees at 20% per annum, then the interest will be, you are going to get 20% on the money which you have invested. How much have you invested? Rupees 1000. Is that clear? Okay, so if you cancel out zeros, what you have here? Rupees 200. Okay, so this is interest. I hope the word interest is clear to you. Okay, in terms of maths, all right, in terms of simple interest and compound interest. So interest means the extra sum, extra rupees, extra amount, extra dollars, extra euros which you receive or you have to pay, yeah, depending on whether you have borrowed or you have invested. Okay, so here this is a case of investment. So we are looking for investment, so you are going to receive 20% on 1000. Okay, so after first year, it is per annum. So in 1 year you are going to get 20% on 1000, that is 200. So let me write here 200 rupees is your interest after first year. Now after second year, what is the interest you are going to get? Now it depends on whether what are you going to do with this 200. Okay, so understand, you invest in FD 1000 rupees, 20% per annum, first year interest is 200 rupees. Okay, now you take out this 200 rupees from your bank, you withdraw this 200 rupees from your bank. Okay, you withdraw the 200 rupees which you are getting as an interest from bank. So how much money is there? How much money do you have in the bank now? So you had 1000 rupees on which you got 200 rupees as interest, which you have withdrawn, right? So how much money is left in the bank, in your bank account, in that FD? Again rupees 200, correct? Right? Okay, this is what I'm considering. That's what I'm considering in this case, that the interest which you are earning, you are withdrawing that. All right. So for second year also, again you got only 1000 rupees left in the bank. So bank will calculate 20% on 1000 rupees again, yeah, because you have got 1000 rupees again in the bank. I hope this part is clear. 1000 you had, 200 rupees you earned after first year, which you withdrawn. So again you left with only 1000 rupees in the bank account. Now bank will again charge for second year bank's rate of interest. That's why rate of interest is in percentage. Bank's rate of interest is constant, that is 20%, right? So bank is going to calculate 20% on 20% on 1000 again, right? Again you got zeros cancelled and you are left with 200 rupees, right? Okay. Okay. Acha, before I go to the next point, help me out in differentiating between these two terms. What is the difference between 2 years and second year? What is the difference? What is the difference between 2 years and second years? Second year. Yes, you are right. 2 years is plural. So 2 years is first year plus second year, plural. Yes. Second year is singular. It's singular. Noun. I mean, it's singular. Okay, it's single. So second year is that particular year which you are talking about. Yeah. Like if you are in college, so you say that I'm in first year. I'm in that particular year which is called first year, singular. I'm in second year. I'm in third year, right? So that is singular. You never say that I'm doing my engineering and I'm in my third years. Yeah, I'm in my 3 years. No, right? So you talk about that singular particular year, correct? So that's the difference between second year and 2 years, right? Singular and plural. So I hope that's clear. So when I'm talking about second year here, I'm talking about that particular year, second year. Okay. So for that particular year, bank is going to charge what? 20% on 1000, which is 200. Yeah. Okay. So again, I will write in this table in second year. Okay. Let me say this is case 1. In the second year, the interest which I am earning, that is 200 rupees. Okay. Now I withdraw this 200 rupees again after this second year also, yeah, which I have invested in this bank, rupees 1000, 20% per annum. I earn 200 rupees as an interest in second year, which I again withdraw. Okay. So I had 1000 rupees with bank. I earned 200 rupees as interest, but I have withdrawn this 200 rupees. I am left with what? Again 1000 rupees in my bank account. Okay. Fine. So tell me in third year. First of all, tell me in third year, what is the principal value? What is the principal value? Yes, principal is the sum which you are putting for the investment or currently which is there in the bank. In this particular case, your principal is again 1000 rupees because you are left with only 1000 rupees in your bank account. Okay. I hope you are clear with the principle. Yeah. Principal is the amount on which you are going to apply the rate of interest or the amount which you have invested or the amount which you have borrowed, right? This is your principal. Rate of interest, that will remain same, 20% per annum. Bank has not mentioned to you that okay, we are changing the rate of interest, so that is 20% per annum. That means in 1 year you are going to get 20%, right? Now if I calculate for third year, what is the interest for third year? So interest again is going to be 20% on 1000, right? We cancel zeros here and then we have what? 200 again, correct? Okay. So I hope this example is clear to you. Okay, have patience. I know that you must be getting bored that oh that's very simple, we know already, but pay attention here. I will show you what is the simple interest and compound interest, why that is the formula exactly, and so on. So stay with me. First case, we had 1000 as principal, 20% per annum. Every year we can see we are earning 200 rupees, okay, and which we withdraw. So in bank again we got only this 1000 rupees as principal. We withdraw the 200 rupees as which has been generated as the interest. So in bank I have got only 1000 rupees. Now tell me how much did I earn as interest in 2 years? Plural, 2 years. So 2 years will be first year plus second year. Yeah, 200 plus 200. So in 2 years, I have earned 400 rupees as interest. Okay. If I talk about 3 years, then in 3 years, I have earned how much? 200 plus 200 plus 200. So total how much? 600 rupees as an interest. Right? In 3 years, plural. Okay. So now, if you get to see, every time I am calculating 20% on this principal, right? So interest which I am calculating here is on this 1000, I am calculating 20% every time. Okay, that is for every year. Now, if I want to calculate for 3 years, because every time it is same, I can simply multiply by 3, right? And that's how you get the formula, which is 1000, nothing but principal, 20 was the rate of interest, 3 is time, and divide by 100. That's why we have this formula. And this case is called simple interest. Okay. I hope that's clear to you. This case is called simple interest. All right. So I hope case 1 is clear to you. Now case 2. In case 2, it's same that principal is 1000, rate of interest given by a bank is 20% per annum. Okay, I invest 1000 rupees in this scheme. Now, after first year, what will be the interest generated? I'm sure it will be same. You don't have to calculate, right? I'm sure you must be aware about it. You will understand this. You will agree with me that it is 20% on 1000. Simple, right? So 20% on 1000 in first year is going to be rupees 200. Correct? Yeah. Right now, just get rid of that formula thing from mind. Okay. Keep it simple. Keep it percentage. Application of percentage. 20% on 1000. That is 200. We calculated multiple times here. Right. Now, in case 1, I used to withdraw that interest generated. Yeah. I used to withdraw that interest which is generated in that particular year. I used to withdraw that, and because of that, the bank used to have again 1000 rupees from my side. Yeah, I used to have only 1000 rupees again in the bank, right? In the second case, I am not withdrawing that interest which is generated. Yeah, hear it out again. In the second case, I had 1000 rupees as the invested amount, and I got 200 rupees which is generated as the interest. Now this time I am not withdrawing this 200 rupees. Okay, so this time for the second year, how much money do I have in my bank account? How much money do I have in my bank account for the second year? 1000 rupees initially I had. After 1 year, 200 rupees interest is generated, right? Yeah, because it is per annum. So after every year, per annum. So every year, annum means year. Yeah, so per year we are going to calculate 20%, right? So after first year, we have got 200 rupees. So how much money do I have in my bank account after first year? That is 1200. Now this time I am not withdrawing this 200, right? So for the second year, what will be the principal? That means for the second year, at the end of second year, bank will calculate the rate of interest. Correct. So now bank will calculate the rate of interest on which amount? On 1000 or on 1200? Yes, you are right. It will be on 1200. Absolutely right. 1200. Absolutely right. Okay. So this will be principal for me for second year in second case, in case number 2, where I am not withdrawing the interest. So now this time the interest will be calculated, which is nothing but 20% on 1200. Okay, cancel this out, and now this time you have 12 to the 24 with 10 240 rupees. Okay, so second year, in second case, the interest which is generated, that's 240. Okay, why? Because I am not withdrawing that 200 rupees which is generated. Yeah, I hope you are paying attention, and if you are, you will find this interesting. I'm sure you will find this interesting. Okay, so 200 plus 40. I will write this 240 as 200 plus 40. 200, I can also write this principle as 1000 plus 200, right? So you apply what? 20% on 1000 plus 20% on 20. Yeah, if you apply this way instead of 1200, just for calculation sake, okay, if I write 1000 plus 200 and if I calculate 20% on this, it will be one of the same thing, right? So I can say 20% on 1000 plus 20% of 200. 20% of 200, 2 to the 4 with 10, you will get 40. So you are getting 200 plus 40. So can I say that in second year I got, second year, not 2 years, second year I got 200, which is on the original amount, the initial amount 1000 plus 40 on 40 which is extra, which is generated from the interest of previous year. Yeah, this 40 is nothing but this 40. Can I term this 40 as interest on interest? Interest on interest. Yeah, can I say this? This 40 is nothing but, this 40 is nothing but interest on interest, because this on this, how come we got extra 40? We have applied 20% on this 200. Yes, what was this? What is this 200? 200 is nothing but the interest which is generated from the first year, right? So 1000 into 20% plus, if you understand this example, I can assure you that you will never have any difficulty in understanding simple interest and compound interest. So understand this example well. So this 40 which I got is nothing but interest on interest. This is interest generated on the previous year interest. Okay. All right. I hope that's clear to you. Now, I will again not withdraw this interest which is generated in the second year. That's 240 which is generated in the second year. I will again not withdraw them. Okay. So this time for the third year, how much is the principal do I have? Or I would say how much is the amount I have do I have in the bank account? How much is the amount do I have in the bank account? I'm not withdrawing any money, right? So from first year I got 1200, right? Second year interest generated 240, which I'm not withdrawing again. So here this is nothing but 1440. Now for third year, bank will calculate interest on this value, okay? So bank will say, all right, you got 1440 with us in the bank account. We are going to apply 20% on, we are going to pay you 20% interest. So they are supposed to calculate 20% on this value, right? What is 20% on this value? Cancel zeros. You got 288, right? Okay. So for third year you got 288 as interest. I hope you are understanding this example. Let me revise this for you. So in first case, we have this 1000 rupees which I kept it in the bank account, where bank promises that we are going to pay you 20% per annum. So in first case, first year the interest generated 20% on 1200. I withdraw that again. I still have 1000 rupees in the bank account. For the second year, again it will be 20% on 1000. I withdraw that interest amount. again it will be 20% on 1000 for third year also. But in the second case, I am not withdrawing the interest. Okay, I'm okay. Like I don't want to withdraw interest here. I don't want to withdraw the extra money which is generating here. So in that case, bank will have different value on which they have to calculate the interest. They have to apply the rate of interest every year, because I'm not withdrawing that extra money which is generated, right? And that's where I will get interest on interest also, right? Okay. Now this case, the second case, is called compound interest. This second case is called compound interest. Okay. This entire example is just to make you understand what is the approach of simple interest and compound interest. So simple interest, it's simple. You apply interest on the original value, the principal, which will remain same for all the years. In case of compound interest, it keeps on changing because you are going to apply interest on interest, right? Okay. So I hope you have got the basic difference. Let me write this for you so that you will understand better. Okay. In case of simple interest, we have principal remain same, right? In case of compound interest, principal keeps changing, yeah, because there we are not withdrawing the interest, so it get accumulated and will become principal for the next year, yeah. For simple interest, we say rate of interest remain same, yeah, rate of interest remain same, and that's true for compound interest also. That's true for compound interest also. Yeah, rate of interest is always same. Yeah, that's true for compound interest also. Correct? Yeah. In simple interest, every year we calculate interest on the original principal, the initial value, right? Whereas in compound interest, we calculate interest on principal as well as interest on interest. Okay. So you should understand these points. They are very important. Yeah. I hope these points are clear to you. Yes. With this example. Okay. And with this example, I hope you understood how we got this formula of simple interest, which is PRT by 100. All right. Okay. And because every time we calculate rate of interest on the principal plus interest which is generated from the previous year, that's why for compound interest we cannot calculate the compound interest directly. So what do? We calculate something called amount. Okay, we calculate something called amount. Now amount in general, regardless of simple interest or compound interest, amount is nothing but principal plus interest which is generated. What is amount? Amount is principal plus interest which is generated. Okay. So in case of compound interest, what we do is we don't calculate compound interest directly. First we calculate amount. Why? Because principal keeps changing, right? So here we say, okay, on the original principal, which keep P here, which we will keep P here, you apply 1 plus rate of interest to the power n, and here n represent number of period. Okay. Yeah, number of period, not time exactly, but this is going to be number of period. Okay, this we are going to learn in the coming lectures. Okay, how is time different the T, which is in simple interest, is different from N, which is in compound interest. Okay. I have a lot to teach and a lot to discuss, but in today's lecture, let's keep it only this much. Please revise this concept and keep this table in front of you. That simple interest and compound interest, 1000 principal, rate of interest is 20% per annum. And keep this, you can take the screenshot, or maybe say you can make handwritten notes. Yes, I hope you are making handwritten notes. Yeah, I told you that. Always keep pen and paper with you when you are watching my lectures, and make your own notes. That will help you at the time of exam. Yeah, that will help you in the exam time. Right? Okay. So that is it in today's video. I hope you learn the difference in this example, and I will see you in the next lecture with more example and more concepts of simple interest, compound interest. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.